Back on the live. We're live. And let me see if I can push the and I'm gonna check the lab. Tap tap. Sorry if it's hurting your ears. This is just to check the lab and make sure that the lab is recording right.
In 2 miles, take the exit toward I-15 North.
Sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and test this out again. We're trying to test it with the lab, see if that helps out some of the sound. I can always go back in the post and clean up the sound. I have some very sophisticated tools, including Isotope RX9 Advanced, which is really good for cleaning up the audio. I can isolate it pretty well. But on a live stream, I'm kind of at the mercy of the options available. And to the best of my ability, I did try to set up a clean interface for you. I got a wireless Go 2, and I have a Roll Lab. These are not bad options for communicating with you and for showcasing an ability to display clean audio as I do some of these experiments and trips. So this is test 2. Just peeked over at the camera. I mean, it looks like it's pretty smooth. It really just depends on the lane. If it's rocky or whatnot, it might be a little bit trickier. We're about to switch freeways. We're on the 60. We're going to jump on the 15. So hang in there with me. Thank you for being with me on this live. This is great.
Continue straight. Then use
and
the right 2 lanes to
hopefully
take
you
the
can
exit
enjoy
toward
some scenery.
Barstow.
It looks to my best ability to see that when I look over to change lanes, I get a glimmer of the camera and I can see that you can't really see anything out the window due to the way the sun and the lighting looks. So,
use the right 2 lanes to take the exit toward I-15
apologies
North
about that,
and Barstow.
but
Then keep left to merge onto I-15 North toward Barstow.
so we're going to do the best for our ability.
Keep left to merge onto I-15 North toward Barstow.
So we're keeping left, we're on the I-15 north towards Barstow. I take this road when I go to work often. Not a bad way to travel. So this is hot chocolate from the donut shop. I normally don't get hot chocolate, so it was a nice surprise and a kind of a throwback to get it. And oh, it's nice. I'm in a curve right now, and these are always a little dangerous, and particularly I'm having issues with the power steering right now. So we're on our way to the family mechanic. This man is a saint. Anything him and his family need, I'm gonna definitely be helpful for him, just like he's helping out. He was one of the best friends of my dad. Before my dad passed away, they were still in good contact, talking and whatnot. And I really respect this guy. He's been really good to us, and he's been great. So anything he
In
needs, his
2.1
family
miles, take the exit to
I'm
merge
always
onto I-10 East towards San Bernardino.
I'll see if I can help out. Anyway. Oh, excuse me, not coffee, hot chocolate. Looking at a beautiful view of the mountains right now. They look great. The snow is just covering about the top. Ooh, I want to say half. I want to say a third. I'd probably go 2/4 of them, 40% covered with snow. That's the scenery I'm seeing, and then it varies as you look at different and better paths. The palm trees are out. I'm in Southern California. If you haven't been able to pick that up, and I'll probably put California on the location for the video. Right now, we're kind of driving through Aruba and Ontario on the 60. This would have been a great option for me to pull over, grab some water. I should have considered that, but that's all right. It's okay. We're almost there. We're about 25 minutes out. And when I get there, I'll just ask Elias if we can assist me with some water. But so far, so good. I'm really impressed with the interface that's going on here with the video. I'm impressed with a lot of what's going on.
Use the right lane to take the exit to merge onto I-10 East towards San Bernardino.
Okay, so again. Gonna have to get over. Now this guy next to me is going pretty quick. the guy in
Take
front of
the
him
exit,
going really
then
slow.
keep right to merge onto
So
I-10 East towards San
the
Bernardino.
guy that was giving me a hard time about getting over, he passes me up
Use the right
again
lane
and goes to
keep
the other
right
lane,
merge onto
and he's
I-10
going
East
on a
towards San Bernardino.
he's going on a completely different freeway. The guy in front of me is going really slow. I'm constantly braking, and he immediately goes in the right lane. I'm not mad at him. I don't want to go too fast. I do want to keep some motion and speed without pressure and brakes because my power steering is compromised, and I can cause an accident or worse. Someone could have a fatality. So we want to keep that in mind. Safe from what the recommendations were. If I feel like I'm losing some of the power steering, my response should be to immediately pull over and put some more of the quarts in. I put in about a half a quart. I got 3. So I'm in good shape here. The scary situation would be like if that's not the issue.
Merge onto CA 210 west toward Highland.
You're gonna have to keep everything in mind of what the options are on the table. It's kind of unfortunate that on a day off I have to drive out this way. I commute about an hour to work each way every time I go to work. So it's not just a hindrance on my mental and physical, it's also a hindrance on my gas. But these things do happen, and I'm not upset about it. It just is what it is. So we're just going to roll the punches here and do our best to have a positive mindset about it. Now we got some good speed going. I'm in the right lane. I think I'm just hang out in the right lane because I'm a little bit more compromised because I need to do a quick pullover. The only issue about being in the right lane that you always want to watch out for when you're driving is that you have incoming traffic coming on as they merge into the freeway. So you want to make sure that they are in a rhythm with you. Either you're going to have to slow down or speed up, or they're going to have to, do some funny business to get on the freeway. Every once in a while, they put themselves in a situation where they need you to kind of be reactive and speed up or slow down. And that's okay. It's just something that you have to watch out for if you're in the right lane. If you're in the left lanes, other than that initial right lane, you don't have to deal with that. That's where a lot of times I'll hang out in the second lane, not necessarily the right lane. In addition, the first 2 lanes run into problems. Like right now, if you look at the right lane, it's an exit only lane. So that would force me to jump into the second lane. Like there's a lot of situations like this at play. So you want to keep these things in mind when you're going about your day to day. Right. Let's see. Looks like we got about a 20 minute drive until we are there. I have a man in front of me that's wrong with me. I shouldn't assume he's the man. He's got landscaping equipment in his truck. So if I had to place a bet, I would bet that he's the man, but he could be a woman. But the individual in front of me is going relatively slow, so I'm going to go ahead and pass him on just because of the lack of attention of braking and whatnot. So it's unnecessary for me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and pass him on. But sure enough, he's got his company name on. It's called Jump Haul. We haul it all. Not necessarily landscaping, but some sort of like a hauling company. Now I'm looking here. Some beautiful scenery on the right. It looks like graffiti, but it's actually some artwork that was done with a little bit of graffiti as well. But it's really nice. You can still see the snow-covered tops in the forefront, so those are there as well. And this is hopefully giving you a feel for like what it's like to have a road trip and what it feels like in first person. And I hope the lab and everything's coming through smooth. I'm gonna test it out a little bit. In fact, I could put on my headset, test it out on my iPhone. So let's see if we can actually do that. Because I'll be able to watch the live video in real time. So go ahead and try to put on my AirPods. Looks like I got it connected. cool thing about these AirPods is I can still hear the surrounding environment, which is very important to me. So I'm not putting myself at risk from not being able to hear anything. And now I should be able to hear myself. Yep, I can see myself. I should be able to hear myself. Turn it up so I can hear myself. So far, no. We're going to test the mic again just to make sure. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, so the mic's coming through. It doesn't feel like it's all that loud, so I might actually right in real time adjust it and turn it up. So I'm going to pick the mic up. I'm going to put it at first. I'm going to put noise cancellation on. See how that goes. So the audio is not sounding terrible. Once I put on the noise cancellation, I can actually hear the audio is coming through pretty clear. Looks like the Zoom's coming in pretty clear as well. So in a place of, I'm pretty happy how this looks and how it's going. So not too bad, not too shabby. Yeah. Go ahead and close out this video and just kind of keep an eye on the traffic. And it's like the power steering is still hanging in there. So we're going to keep fingers crossed, praying that this goes smooth. Any given time I find the right road, I'm going to run inside and grab water. And then I'll run back. But I really need to grab water, and that would be very beneficial. So see what happens. Right now, I'm just driving. Pretty happy about how this is coming out. I'd say this is pretty impressive. I was talking to my father-in-law about this, and I know that when I'm driving, I kind of recording videos and send them out. So far, so good. It's looking good, sounding good. I'm pretty happy. I'm going straight to YouTube, the live stream. The car's got a loud sound in it, but you know, that's the road. You know, I think most people who are listening, if they are listening, if they want to listen, they're going to be pretty accepting of that. This is kind of what happens when you drive. That's part of being on the road. It is what it is. So we're just going to go with that notion, roll the punches, and drive. Excited about this setup as I drive to work. Talk about some cool concepts or some cool ideas, funnels and whatnot, some marketing, SEO. Talk about school plans, sports. Really looking forward to talking about a lot of things sports. There's a lot of cool options. So I talked with a good friend of mine who's a PhD program, and he's got a lot of intellect and articulate ways of expressing himself, and that was a lot of fun to talk to him in the past. So having these conversations with him in a podcast form has been pretty fun. I've really enjoyed it. One thing though that I think has been pretty cool that I've taken more advantage of is the option of using YouTube as a mechanism for multiple things, for marketing, directing traffic, for displaying information, whether you list the videos private or unlisted, or guiding. YouTube has been pretty cool in a lot of aspects of that life. So I've been really enjoying myself when it comes to possibilities out there. I plan on taking a lot more advantage of YouTube and utilizing it in a strong sense to really drive home some of the points I have. Right now, I'm just really impressed with it. I'm pretty happy with how it's been going. Just like I'm happy with how this drive has been going. Again, so far, so good. The police officers has been a pretty good drive. I have no issue with police officers. Let me make that clear. We actually have a lot of law enforcement police officers in the family on both sides, but there's a little bit of concern that I have to set up. I have this monitor next to me that can look like an issue, can look like a problem. But people film. They have cameras in their car. They film. This is no different. So if something does happen, or explain myself to the best of my ability, I'll go ahead and talk to police officers at hand about what I'm doing. Make sure that we see eye to eye to the best of my ability. Also, or make sure to let them know that I respect and give full credence to the idea and notion that this is their domain. They're in charge, and give them the respect that's due. Just like if they were in a classroom, that's my domain. If they're one of my patients, that's my domain, and I'm in charge. And I would expect them to give me the respect that's due. So I understand time and place. If we were to get to a run-in, I would put to know that they're going to have my cooperation. If I disagree with something, we can agree to disagree. I can go back and fight it later. My brother and sister are both attorneys, and the courthouse is their domain, and that's where they have a lot of ability to do things and make some noise. So I guess the point I'm trying to make and where I'm trying to come from is a lot of times cops get a bad rap for how can I say this? For just trying to do their job and being a little bit non-PC about it. And the question at hand about that is, do cops have to be PC to do their job? I think they should, but do they have to? And I don't think they have to. I think, I went to get some food the other day, driving back from work, and the girl said, 865. I said, oh, okay, thank you. And then she comes back to food and hands it to me, doesn't say anything. I said, thank you. She's close to the window. And I don't think she was being rude. She gave me a smile and a nod, and I think that's just what she was doing. I did not think that was rude, but it was a little short, but she did her job to the best of her ability. Now, I would say she has more eyes on her to get more customer service, to be a little bit more PC than a police officer probably would. Granted, she's in a customer service industry. So that's kind of where I stand on that. Not judging her, not trying to make a statement on any of that, except if I had to guess, I would probably venture to say that she would probably have more eyes on her to be a little bit more fluent with that type of customer service than a police officer would. Now that said, I've also been in situations where I work with doctors, and the doctor's like, the patient's like, what are my odds about the surgery? What are my odds regarding my surgery? Doctor goes 40% chance you get better, 40% chance you get worse, 20% chance nothing changes, and walks out the room. The patient's like, what? What just happened? They have no idea what's going on, and the doctor just leaves. And it is what it is. And like, should the doctor be a little bit more customer service savvy? No synthesis? Yeah, probably should. They didn't do it necessarily, and that kind of goes to play into the fact that how can I say this? It goes to play into the fact that not every job requires you to be customer service and friendly. I think every job should extend a level of customer service and friendliness, but is it required? And I think my answer to that is no. I don't think it should necessarily be required. I think it should just be enacted. But that's my opinion on how the job should be run. Now, my opinion on how the job requirements go are another thing that's completely different. And that's the whole point of this bit of a tangent. So, in closing, what I'm trying to say about that is I do think cops have an impossible job half the time. And why we've had some run ins, you know, and they've gone pretty well for me. But we definitely had some run ins. And that has happened. I do think that I've been very fortunate in my experiences with police officers, and I think that I've been given a lot of ideal treatment and respect, and pretty happy with how my treatment has gone. And a lot of that has come from an understanding and eye to eye that we've seen where, hey, you know, I'm my own man. I'm not someone, and I had to go through this before where I did feel like, hey, maybe they're going to treat me like I'm not my own man or whatever. No, I'm my own man. I'm not being demasculated necessarily. I'm just extending the understanding that these individuals are in charge in this regard. And I need to let them have that moment, just like when I'm in charge, they're going to have to let me have that moment, whether they like to or not. When my brother and sister are in charge at court, often they are going to be given that moment, whether other people like it or not. And that's just kind of how it's going to go. So, long story short, that's my philosophy on that. Okay. So, we are still driving. The GPS is going crazy because I'm making a detour. I'm actually heading to my mom's house so I can grab some water, run to the restroom for 10 seconds, run back out, go straight to the mechanic from there. I'll also probably just check the power steering. Everything went pretty smoothly, so I'm gonna make a little bit more power steering, and we're gonna go to Elias's house. But first, I need to run in. I need to grab some water, and I need to run to the restroom really quickly. I'm pretty close by, so I figured now's a good opportunity for me to pop in and also say Happy New Year, say hi. It would be great to do that. Why I do have a challenge right now with the power steering. It is New Year's night. I should pop in and say hi. Oh, are we there? Oh, we're back. Yeah, lost a little bit of screen because of the camera, the actual iPad. So decided to take a little bit of a break due to the fact that it's 10%. So I'm gonna have to charge this in a little bit. I'm gonna have to wrap up soon, but that's okay. We're gonna wrap up in the next 5 minutes or so. So that's the end of the hot chocolate. Our steering's still going okay. I don't even think I need to put more in before I get to his house. I think we'll be okay. I need to keep an eye on things. It's going to be important. Looks like it's going okay. It looks like it's going smooth. So, what I'll probably do is I'll keep the engine running when I run into the house, just in case. There's kids out. So, I'll be very careful with the kids. This has been a great little test run. I think we're going pretty close to 30 minutes. I think we're probably around 25 minutes that we have been recording straight. I got the lab on. I've been feeling pretty good about the lab on. And, you know, I like the camera angle. I like what I'm seeing as far as that goes. This has been pretty fun. I look forward to more of these. some people on the street. Looks like they're doing some stuff. Oh, you know, cool. Looks like some people are home. I don't know for sure, but there's some people home. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and run in and